based on that, based on loops. That is, if statement is there, for loop is there, while loop is there, jump statements are there. I will just give a brief explanation based on this. You have some doubts based on this jump statement. And the first one, it is jump statement. Okay, we want to complete that operator portion also from the first part. Okay, after this I will explain that operator expression. Some questions are there from, did you check that MCQ questions yesterday? I sent it in the group. Is it easy?
Some of the questions.
Okay, okay. We can discuss that also after completing this one. Okay. So I think some questions are little more difficult. Then I think normally no problem with the MCQ questions. Some case study questions it is difficult, not difficult. We can, after completing the thorough revision, it will be easy for you. Okay, we can do so many case study questions and MCQ questions. MCQ question, I think it is after studying the portion, I think it is easy. Some confusions are there, we can handle that after this explanation. Okay, so next topic it is jump statements. What's the use of jump statement? Jump statements are used to transfer the program's control from one location to another location. There is no need of writing this definition. You just understand this definition. That is, all of you switch on the video, children. Jump statements are used to transfer the program's control from one location to another location. Means these are used to alter the flow of loop, like to skip a part of a loop or terminate from the loop. There are mainly two types of continuous statement. One more is the, sometimes it will be used as
Ma'am,
yes, Achut.
from this chapter, which all programs we should learn with that way?
What, Achut?
No, ma'am, from this portion, which all are the programs we have to learn? You will tell later. Then.
Complete program.
Yeah,
there is no
which all we have to learn from this topic.
From this if onwards.
Yeah.
If onwards, you can learn only just study the control flow based on that if and syntaxes based on that if for while. Okay, the syntax is based on if for while and the control flow based on this if for and while. There's no need of by hearting the complete or studying all the programs based on this if for and while. I will give so many programs based on this if for and while. There is no need of by hearting all that program. You just understand the flow of control. After that if statement, if the if statement is false, then what happened? Which statement is executed next? Then how is the output of that program? These are the questions based on this portions. Okay, Achut? Is it clear, Achut?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So there are two types of jump statement. Basically, there are two types. One more is there, pass. Pass is a non-statement. Nothing is there. For that, we are using this pass. You just notice this one. If any question is there with this pass. Pass, when we write pass, means nothing. Empty statement, that is pass. We are not fluently using this one, but you just notice this one. Pass as a statement, that is empty statement. Muhammad Adim.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Switch on the video. I want to see your face. Otherwise, okay, okay. Oh, first time we are meeting, isn't it, Muhammad? Okay. So break is there, continue is there, then pass is there. These are the three. Mainly there are two. but sometimes this pass is also considered as a gem statement. Okay, pass, we just write pass. If A greater than B, then we simply write pass. Means it will execute nothing. It will execute the next statement after that pass. Okay, that nothing is the empty statement. For representing empty statement, we are using this pass. It is not a commonly used statement, but you just notice that word pass. Okay. So break and continue are the two gem statement, main gem statements. So first one, it is break. It is used to terminate the loop. It is used to terminate the loop. Okay, for terminating the loop, we are using break statement. That is, here one example is there. For val in string means here val is the variable name. Okay, string is the content. So first iteration, at the time of first iteration, S is assigned to val. Okay. So here the content of val, it is S. If S equal to I, is it true, Emmanuel? S equal to I is a true statement.
One problem.
Mm.
True, ma'am.
True.
False.
False. Only two
I don't
result,
know.
true, false. Then you just guess, is it true or false? You just go through the value, Emmanuel.
True, ma'am.
Ah, true. What is the value of val, Emmanuel? You
I,
are not there, that's the reason.
I.
No. For val in string means the first value it is S, that S is assigned to val. Here I am write that value. Just written val is equal to I. Here val is S. For val in string, here val is a variable name. Is it clear? Val is the variable name. And from this string, at the time of first iteration, this S, that is first character, is assigned to val. So first time the content of val, it is S. So here, if val equal to I means the content of val, it is S. So it will check S equal to I. Is it true or false? Anyone? It is false. Okay. So here it is false. So false, if this condition is false, what happened? It will execute this print val statement. So it will print S. Print val means content of val, it is S. So it will print S. After that, it will go to this control flow you want to understand. For your MCQ exam, you want to understand this control flow. After this statement, what will next? What is the statement that will execute next? This is the control flow. Okay, there is no need of by-hearting the statement, by-hearting the program. You want to know the control flow of the statement. After this statement, which statement execute next? So here it is for loop. So after first iteration, if the print after executing this print val statement, control will move to next iteration. So next character, that is T, is assigned to val. So now the content of val, it is T. Okay. Is it clear, Emmanuel? Okay. So T is assigned to val. Now the content of val, it is Aditya, Aryan, Muhammad, all of you switch on the video. So T is assigned to val. So content of val, it is T. So here the content is T. It will again check T equal to I. t equal to I is a false statement. So the result is false. Then again, it will like go to this print statement and it will display t. Print val means the content of val, it is t. So it will print t. Then again, it will execute this for loop. Then the content it is r. R is assigned to val. So r equal to I. It will check r equal to I. This is also false. So it will again execute val. It will print r. After that, I is assigned to val. So here it is I. So here it will check I equal to I. It is a true statement, isn't it? So it will execute this break statement. Break means it terminate the loop. Here for loop, 2 characters are also there. So 2 iteration is needed for completing this iteration. Okay. For completing this iteration, that is n is assigned to val, then g is assigned to val. So 2 more iteration is needed for completing this for loop. But we are executing one break statement, means it will terminate the loop. It will never go to this for loop. It will execute, it will terminate this for loop. That means after the for loop, one statement is there, this statement is executed. So the result it is the end. Okay. That is, at the time of break statement, it will terminate from this for loop. This is the for loop portion. So it will terminate from this for loop portion and it will execute print the end. Is it clear, Dia?
Yes, ma'am.
What about Gauri?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is break. In the case of while, all the loops, it is just like that. Okay. You just learn one example for this break statement. How is the control flow? If I execute this break statement, what is the output? If this is the program given as MCQ question and select the correct output from this from the choice. Then you want to select the correct output. For that, you want to know the control flow of this program.
Ma'am,
Okay, Gauri.
what will happen if there is an else statement?
Here, give one example for 1 second. This is actually based on one else part. Print val. Okay, so if this condition is false, it will go to this else part and it will execute the print statement just under this else.
No, ma'am, at the end, if there is else.
Of end means give the statement, Gauri. Textbook is not with me. Under print here. Under this print. We can't give a else statement here because if is there, then you can give one else here only. Okay, because we are ending this if here. This is the if else part. This print is based on this after 4, we want to execute this print statement.
But ma'am, there is a kind of question in textbook.
Okay. Read the question.
Ma'am, actually, that is a long question.
Okay. So you just send it to my number. Okay. We'll discuss that question in the next period. Okay.
Okay.
My textbook is with whom? I don't know. Any of
With
you?
me, ma'am.
Okay. So I have no text. That is the reason. So continue. Continues the next statement. So it is used to skip all the remaining statements in the loop and move controls back to the top of the loop. When we are using that break statement, the control moves to the bottom of the program or bottom of the loop. Okay, but in the case of continue statement, it will skip all the remaining statement and the control moves back to the top of the loop. Okay, break, it will terminate the loop, but continue, the word meaning continue means it will continue the iteration. But break means it will break the iteration. Continue means it will continue the iteration. The same example that is here. The string it is init. Okay, the string it is init. So the first value of I, what is the first value of I, Mohammed? For val in init. Here, what is the value of val? You are not audible, Mohammed.
Ma'am, I.
Correct, Mohammed. It is I. So val, it is I. So I equal to I. This condition is true. So after this statement is executed, I equal to I is a true statement. So it will execute continue. Continue means control will move to the for loop. Okay, so it will take n here. So next iteration is executed. So value is assigned with n. So n is the content. So here n equal to I is a false statement. If it is false, it will print val. That means n is printed. Sri Hari Krishna, Shivani, Alvin, switch on the video. Achyut, Krishna, Shivani, Alvin, switch on the video. Shivani, switch on the video. Okay, so the next iteration time, the value of val it is n. So n equal to I is false. So it will execute print val means it will print n. After that, the control moves to next iteration. So the value again it is I. After n it is I. So print if I equal to I, it is again true. Then it will execute continue. So it will continue. It will never print that I. It will just go to the top. That is, it will execute next iteration. So the next value it is t. T equal to I is a false statement. So it will print val, that is print t. Then here the iteration is completed. So it will execute the end. What happened to all? Switch on the video, children. Okay, so this is continue. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So another doubt it is nested if, isn't it?
Nested. loop.
Nested loop. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So the first nested it is nested if. Okay. Nested if. What is nested if? One if within another if. That is nested if. That is if condition, then statement within this if. Explain with the example. Here, one example is there. Within this if I'm using, within this if I'm using another if else. This is nested if. Within this if I'm using another if or if else or if elif, anything within another if, that is known as nested if. Or we can use this set of program under this else also. Then also it is known as nested if. Okay, nested if means if we are using one if, either it is simple if or it is if else or if it is if elif, any if type of if within another if or under else, it is known as nested if. Okay, so here I am using a statement, that is you want to check if the ended character is a single, it is 0, positive or negative number. That is the program here. So after if the number is greater than or equal to 0, then only you want to check if it is 0 or positive. Otherwise it is negative. If the number is less than 0, the number is negative. Okay, you want to just print number is negative. If the number is greater than or equal to 0, you want to check two more conditions. First one, it is if it is 0 or it is positive. So first we will check using if number equal to 0. This is the inner if else statement. So we are using two if statement. This is the inner if statement. So if number equal to 0, print number is 0. Else print number is positive. So you can, if you are using a set of if statement, or that is either you can use simple if or if else statement or if elif statement within another if, that is known as nested if. Is it clear? Okay. Then what about for statement? Nested for. That is for I in A, B, C, D, E, for J in T, E, G, H. Print some statement. This is nested for. Nested, the word meaning, nested if means one if within another if. Nested for means one for within another for. Nested while means one while within another while. Okay, nested means same thing we are using within that one. That is nested if means we are using one if statement within another if. It is nested if. Nested for means we are using another for loop within one for loop. That is nested for. If you are using one for loop within another for loop, that is nested for. If you are using one while statement, that is here one while condition, within that I am using another while, that is nested while. Okay. Then here, how is the control flow? We'll just explain this on the basis of that bubble sort and the case of that bubble sort and that sorting technique. We are discussing this two for loop, that is nested for. That is the first value of I, it is A. After that, it will execute this for loop. Okay. Then after executing or assigning all these values to J, then only it will assign the second value to I. First, the value of I, it is A. After that, it will execute the second for loop. Here, the first value of J, it is D. After that, it will execute the body of this loop. Then it will assign E to J. Then it will execute this set of statement. After that, H to J, it will execute this statement. Then H to J, last character to J. Then it will execute this statement. Then it will move to first for loop. Once again, I will explain. The execution of nested for it is first the value of I, it is A. Okay. After that, it will execute for J in that is second for loop. After A is assigned to I, it will execute the second for loop. All of you switch on the video. Muhammad, Achud, Aditya, all of you switch on the video. So for J in DEGH, that is after assigning A to A, it will execute this statement, this for loop. Here, first time D is assigned to J. So the first value is D. Then it will execute the statement under this for loop. After that, it will execute this for loop. So the next value of J, it is E, second value. Then it will execute this set of statements. After that, G is assigned to J. It will execute the statement. Then H is assigned to J. Based on that also, it will execute this statement. So all the values of J are completed. Then it will execute this for loop. Second value, that is B, is assigned to I. Then it will execute again. It will repeat the same portion. That is, then it will execute the same for loop. The starting value is D. It will execute this set of statement. Then it will assign E to J. Then G to J to J. After that, the third value is assigned to I. Then it will repeat the same. Okay. Is it clear? Okay.
Can
Okay,
you
go.
explain with a real example?
Okay. I'll explain. 1 second.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
I
Pardon.
have a question. Will you explain that?
Okay. Which is the question you just read?
For I in range
1 second. I will
1,6.
I will write in the board. Okay. 4.
For I in range 1,6.
1,6.
For J in range 1, I. Print in quotes star, comma, end is equal to 2 quotes.
Comma.
End is equal to quotes.
N.
End, END.
Not clear, Gauri.
Ma'am, END,
End. End equal to
quotes.
quotes.
Then print.
Print.
Ma'am, under 4 in the addition.
Second 4.
No, ma'am, first 4.
First 4. Print. What you want to print?
No, ma'am, just print. Nothing is written.
Just
inside.
print. Inside the bracket, nothing. Okay. So for I in range 1 comma 6. What is range of 1 comma 6? Krishna, what is range of 1 comma 6? Where is Krishna? Okay, Krishna. What is range function? What is range 1 comma 6?
1
1. Only 1.
to 5.
1 to 5. That is range of 1 comma 6 means we are starting from 1. The stop value is 6, but that 6 is excluded. So, and step value is also the step value is 1. If there is no step value, the step value is 1. So here the answer is 1, comma 2, 3, 4, and 5. These are the values of range of 1, comma 6. So range of 1, comma 6 means we are starting from 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last value is 6. 6 is excluded from the range function. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are the values after executing this range one. So for I in range of 1 comma 6 means for I in range this values. So the first value of I, it is 1. Okay. Then it will execute this for statement. For j in range 1 comma I, here 1 is the starting value, I is the stop value. That is 1 is the I means 1. 1 is the stop value. What is 1 comma 1? Here 1 is the start value, 1 is the stop value. Then what will happen? 1 comma 1. Achyut, please check that print statement in the interpreter. For j in range 1 comma I and print j. Just type the statement for j in range 1 comma 1, print j.
Just a minute.
For j in range 1 comma 1, print j. 1 comma I, 1 comma 1. You just give 1 comma 1. For j in range 1 comma 1, print j.
Just take it time, ma'am. Just a minute.
Okay, okay. Anyone? You just try. If Python interpreter is with you, then you just run that program for j in range 1 comma 1. Print j.
Ma'am, for j in range 1 comma 1.
Print j. If it is 1 comma 1, 1 is the start value, 1 is the stop value. That stop value you can't include. Then some error in that question.
Ma'am, I am not getting an output.
That is the problem.
Ma'am, only these two lines you have to type, right?
Yes,
Rest of the thing I don't have to type.
for j in range 1 comma 1, print j. I want to get the value of that j. If the range value is 1 and 1, then what is the value of j? I want to know that. That is the thing. If same values are given with this range value, then what is the result? That I want to know. Anyone? Any idea about that? Aditya? If we are giving same value, otherwise I will check it and inform you. What is the result of range of 1 comma 1? Nice question.
Should I share the screen?
Okay. Is it allowed?
No, ma'am, while you are using it. Ma'am.
Yes, it is share screen. You just share, Achut?
No, ma'am, you have to turn off the share screen. Only then I can.
Okay, okay, okay.
This is the one that I wrote.
Yes, you just run that program. Nothing will happen. Okay. So some problem is there with that code. Okay, close it, Achut. I will explain with another value, that nested for. Okay. So here, if the value is 2, if it is 1, I will explain that part. Okay. I think it is not, nothing will display because say one is the start value and one is the stop value. Then stop value is excluded from the range function. So I think it is a mistake in this question. So if the value is 2, if the value is 2, then here the values are 1 and 1. That is 1. Not 1 and 1. That is start value it is 1, stop value it is 2. So range value it is 1. Okay. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So print star, that is, it will print a single star. Okay. After that, here no values are there for assigning j because range of 1, 2 means it is only 1. Only one value is there. That value we assign here and we will just print a star here. So this for loop is completed for I value 1. Then, so it will execute this for loop. Then the I value, second I value, that is 2 is assigned here. Okay. 1 second. We'll explain this program in the next class. Okay. We can start it with 2, then only it will okay. Otherwise, some problem is here. Then it is okay. Take the attendance, after that we can